Hello friends, welcome to testingshala YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about how the transition of manual tester from manual testing to automation testing should happen. So what is happening really with the manual testing these days? Everything I'm going to cover in this video. Let us understand what is the current situation of manual testing, why I'm talking about we should move a transition from manual to automation testing. Is manual testing is completely going away? What is the future of manual testing? Everything I'm going to talk about in the beginning. Then also I'm going to give a plan to you how you should move into the automation testing. So first of all, let me explain you the current trend, the manual testing versus automation testing. Now, again, the situation is again depends upon the companies to company which they are going to hire you, or to the client who are going to hire you. There are certain few companies still they are going with 50%, 50%, 50% manual testing, 50% automation testing. Certain companies are going with 70 is to 30. Certain companies even they are going with 10% manual and 90% automation. That is how the trend is going in the market, giving more weightage to the automation testing because at the end of the day, they will see what is the return on investment. Will I get more returns from the manual testing or more returns from automation testing? And if you are going to verify with the return of investment on the long run, maybe more than 1 or 2 years, automation testing really gives a lot of benefits and as well as to execute huge chunk of test cases. If we are just only concentrating on manual testing, that is not really possible. That is not really possible if we just concentrating on manual testing. That is how the current trend is moving towards. Current trend is moving towards automation testing. Hence, I all request you to buckle up, start learning on automation. See, basically, the manual testing, you should know all the basic concepts of testing and you have a complete tester's mindset, everything is fine, right? But in order to come with an execution perspective or bringing a more coverage perspective, then automation testing is a buzzword in the recent days or recent years. So this is how the current trend. Now let us understand because most of the companies they prefer to move the skills from manual to automation. They are having a mix of 80% automation, 20% manual or something even more than that. Then being a manual tester. So being a manual tester, what are the things you should do? What are the things you should do or what are the things company should do to transition? Basically, there should be a clear transition plan should be written for these manual testers. Otherwise, over the period, these manual testers will become invalid resources or redundant resources, which is of no use to the company. And one fine day, they may throw these resources out of the company. Hence, it is always plan being a manual tester, how you can transition from the current role which you are performing as a manual tester, but you would be continue to do certain portion of manual testing, but you will be moving towards automation in a phased manner. Let me explain you how you will be moving towards automation journey in a phased manner, the based on my experience. So first of all, anybody, especially anybody who is doing manual testing, I recommend you learn all the programming basics and fundamentals. Learn all the for loops, while loops, all the basic programming skills that you might have learned in the college days. If you are not learned, take a time, learn. There are a lot of free materials available on the YouTube, lot of materials available on the internet. Take some time every day, spend 1 hour or 2 hours learning all the programming basics or fundamentals that would help you to prepare to move towards automation journey. That is my second important point from this video. The third would be because we are moving towards an automation testing, there is a buzzword automation framework, and every automation is being implemented using the automation framework. It could be modular framework, it could be data driven framework, or it could be hybrid framework. There are various different types of automation framework which is currently being used in every company. Now, you should understand all the basics of what is all about these frameworks, right? So, you should put an additional energy in learning all these automation framework or different types of, at least you should well equipped with at least theoretically you know everything before you are migrating completely into the automation, because at least you should have a knowledge. If somebody help you to learn the automation, then you should know about automation framework as well. Then you should also know about how you are going to design this automation framework. You should also know how, see, once you know the theoretical, how the automation framework would look like, what are the different types of automation framework, then you should also learn about how you are going to design that. So you should also learn about how you are going to design that, that would help to move to automation in a very rapid fashion. Until unless if you are not knowing the framework implementation, framework development, then I don't think it would very wise to move completely into automation, because you should know the programming skills, you should know the automation framework, then how you are going to develop this framework, the followed by how you are going to write test cases using these basic programming languages, which are very important as part of our transition from manual to automation. And once you know the basic programming skills and automation framework, then you should start writing simple test cases to automate using sample code. Let's say take some code which is already existing or someone is already written from the automation team, start tweaking that code so that you will be well versed in terms of how the others being written this code and how you can reuse those codes. Everything you should learn, right? That's how the transition plan normally works out. And also, apart from the learning all these things, you should also learn what is the trends which is happening in the automation world, what are the some of the important automation tools being used widely in the market. Either it could be freeware or it could be open source tools. At least take two or three top tools and start learning it. Until if you are not going to put yourself certain time, one day your job become obsolete, right? That is why I always recommend learn as many tools as possible. At least get an expertise in few tools. Either it could be a free open source tools which you should learn on your own and get an expertise in order to move into the automation journey. And also apart from these automation tools, so basically till now what we did is, being a manual tester, you know in and out of testing concepts, then we are recommending to learn the programming basics, and also we are recommending to learn the automation framework and designing the automation framework. Then you will be writing sample test cases, right, by using somebody else who is already written the test cases. You are going to tweak those code just to add kind of a hands-on by yourself by watching other test cases. And also we are recommending to learn some of the best tools available in the market, which are free or open source to start with. And the last one is you should also learn about certain build types, because these days we are frequently used DevOps journey, where it is always good to use and get. There are various build tools available for continuous integration, continuous journey aspects. Hence, I recommend in order to move into the automation journey, this is very important. Build tools you should learn about, and once you know all these steps which you have already followed, then I recommend you closely work with another automation tester as a pair programming or a pair programmer, so that you are going to shadow that another automation tester, and on the job you will be learning various things which you can work as an automation tester. The process takes normally 3 to 6 months to get yourself in a good comfortable being and moving from manual to automation testing. But I recommend keep these steps in your mind, and even if your company or your organization does not help you to move towards that, but I recommend you write your own plan and start following it and start exploring yourself to move towards automation journey. Otherwise, your career becomes completely obsolete. They may throw you out of the job. I hope you are able to clearly understand, being a manual tester, how you should plan yourself from transiting from your current manual role to automation journey, maybe next 3 to 6 months, by following these steps that would definitely helps and guarantee you that you can definitely move into the automation journey if you follow these all 8 basic principles. I hope you're able to clearly understand each and every step which I just talked about. I am hoping you enjoyed this video. If you have visited Testing Shala YouTube channel for the first time, I recommend always you subscribe to this channel so that all our future videos related to software testing will be in your inbox as and when we publish our new videos related to software testing and related to software. Thanks for watching this video. Bye for now. Take care.